Hello, and thank you for sticking and staying with us. We're going to continue from where we left off. In the previous video, we created a title border, and we want to go over, but this time around, create an ISO block A title border. So, just as we did in the previous video, go to Annotate tab, select title border. Then, what you do is that you this time around select ISO title block A. So once I select title block A, I click on OK, and what I do is that I specify my insertion point. So my insertion point is going to be 0, comma 0. Press enter. Then I do the entry for my title block. Now you realize that the block entry for ISO block A is slightly different from ISO block B. So if you look at the block A, you will see the draft date, drawn by, and all of that. So drawn by, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to enter my name. You can equally enter your name. The drawing title, I'll give it tutorials. And the drawing number, I'll give it 001. Drawing activity, I would say introduction to AutoCAD. Just something. I'm just entering there. Okay. FSCM number, I'll just give it a random number 001. And approved by, I'll enter, let's say, Mr. Kwanzaa. For you, you would enter the name of the lecturer that will be reviewing your drawing or would have to mark your drawing. So once I'm done, I click on OK. So once I click on OK, you would see the title block appearing nicely in the drawing area. I showed you how to zoom. To zoom, you roll the scroll button towards the screen and you zoom. If you want to zoom out, all that you do is to scroll it towards yourself. So basically, and to pan, you press the scroll button to pan, or you can right click, select pan, and do that, and you can pan your drawing area. I want to press escape, or you can also come to the navigation bar, then you click on pan to also do the same thing. I want to click escape. So currently I have my title block ni- nicely drawn here, very neat and nice. So from here I can now start drawing within my title block. So what if you want to save your title block as a template so that anytime you want to access your drawing, you just access it easily using the default title block. So this time around, we're going to save our drawing here as a template so that we will add it to the preloaded template that is in AutoCAD Mechanical. So to do that, I click on the application menu icon. So once I click on the application menu icon, I come to save as. Then the arrow that points to save as, you will see drawing to AutoCAD web and mobile. You would also see drawing template. So select drawing template, and currently our file name is going to attract .dwt. So I'm going to give it a name. So I'm going to call it ISO A3 drawing template. So based on what you want to do, so I want to call it ISO A3. Okay, let me call it ISO A3 title .dwt. All right, I already have one here, so I wouldn't save it to it. So you can also specify the location you want to save your drawing. Maybe you want to save it on desktop, but you can also leave it like that, then click on save. But I already have one here. All right, so maybe I would want to replace it. So let me try and then replace what I have by typing the similar um, name so that I can replace it. So title block. And what I do is that I click on save. It tells me, do you have, yeah, do you want to replace it? Yes, I do. and then you can give a description about what you saved. Maybe this, so I describe that this is my default um, title block. So just something there to describe what you saved, okay? And the unit is in metric as usual because we are working in ISO, and so you click on OK, then you are done. So right now, this drawing border is now saved as a template. So anytime you are going to draw, all you need to do is to access it. So let's go to the start and let's see how you can access it. So click on the start, come to the drop down arrow for the new, then click on browse template. Then you realize that your template is now added to the preloaded template already here. So once I click on this, it means I'm going to access my ISO title block. So let me click on it, press enter on the keyboard, then I come back. Alright, so it gives me the title block by default. All I need to do is after I've finished drawing, I just save the drawing and this drawing name tab will change. So basically this is how you can save your title block as a template in AutoCAD Mechanical 2022. Alright, so now let's try and practice on some of the tools, some of the commands, and start getting ourselves conversant with the software. So I'll come back to the home tab, and like I said initially, if you want to communicate with AutoCAD Mechanical, there are two options. It's either you look for the tool you want to use, or you either type it in the command line. So we want to learn the tool that is the line tool. So for the line tool, what I'm going to do is that I click on the line tool and I come to my drawing area. Then the command tells me something. It says specify first point. So I'm going to specify first point anywhere within the drawing area. I just click and I drag to the right because this is the drawing area. If I go to the left, it means I'm going beyond my drawing area. So I drag to the right. And you will notice something. I told you earlier on that the box that you see there is representing the dynamic input. So the dynamic input helps you to enter the length as well as the angle of the line you want to draw. Maybe I want to draw a line of 100 incline at an angle of 70. So currently, if you look at the screen carefully, you will see that we have a line of length 143.997. That's by default. And then the angle of inclination relative to the first point is 17 degree, measuring from the east. All these are settings we did earlier on when we were in the unit dialog box. Okay, so for example, let's draw a line. So I just draw a line. This time I'm not specifying the length. I just want to draw a line. So click, then I press escape on the keyboard or I press enter on the keyboard. You can also right click to select escape or enter or close depending on the options you see. So I've just drawn a line. So let's try again. This time around, I want to draw a box using the line command. So I select line. What I do is that I specify my first point, then I draw a box. So I draw a box, I carefully draw a box. Okay, don't worry if it's not nice. So if I want to close the end of the box, I can right click, then I select close, then it will close the box for me. So it's either I do it myself or right click, then select close. So that's a very important feature in AutoCAD Mechanical. It can help you to close your sketch at any time. So let's try and draw a triangle. So for a triangle, so I specify my first point, come down, specify my second point, and do that. I'm going up, then right click, then close. Then you realize that you've closed it. All right. So I've done some drawings within the drawing area. Maybe I want to erase them. So to erase, we have a lot of ways to erase. It's either you can select what you've drawn, you right click, then you select erase, then it goes off. All right. So that is how you can erase. That's one of the ways you can erase. So I want to go a step backwards. So I come to the undo, then I click, then I come back to where I was before. So let's try a different way of deleting this line. Another way of deleting this line is to use the window selection. So the window selection is basically to draw a window around this shape. So there are two types of window selection. We have the general window selection and we have the cross window selection. So this is the window selection. So if I locate anywhere, somewhere in the left hand side of my drawing area, then I click, then I drag, I see a blue box. So, so once I draw a blue box around the shape I want to delete, then it's selected. From here, I right click, then select erase. Or let me control Z, go back. Or I click, I drag. Once it is selected, and I press delete on my keyboard, then it deletes it. So those are ways I normally like to right click and erase. Then let's look at the cross window selection. So for the window selection, one was from the left to the right. The cross window is from the right to the left. So you realize that there's a change in color. From the left to the right, the color is blue. Click and you select your object. But from the right to the left, the color is green. So let's do that for this one. So I select from the right, drag, and it selects the object. But the difference with the blue selection and the green selection is that even if a small portion of what you want to delete comes within the scope of the green, it automatically selects it. How do you know that? You will see that the line is glowing or it will glow. So once it glows, it means that that particular aspect is selected and is ready for selection. So for example, if I don't necessarily need to cover it. Unlike the blue, I have to cover it before I can get the whole selection. For this one, I just have to just a little portion of it, click, and it select this side because it was able to touch this line here and this line here. Right click, select, erase, and it goes off. So that's the difference with the selection window. So for example, the blue, if I do this, unless the whole part I want to delete is completely immersed in the window, I cannot. But for the green, even if a small portion touches it, it will select it, right click, select, erase, and you're done. So these are ways you can erase in AutoCAD. So I would want to erase everything now. Right click, erase. Okay, something happened. Let me do it again. Right click, erase. All right. So now let's come back to line command. Then let's try and relate what happens on the status bar in the line command. So basically, this is what we'll be doing in the next video. Thank you, and I hope to see you.